Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Josh from Nightmare on Woodsboro Lake. Over the weekend, I decided to watch Jason Rising, the Friday the 13th fan film on YouTube, and I've got really mixed emotions. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. If you haven't seen it yet, you should probably avoid my video because I got some spoilers in this one. So let's start with the pros. It was very campy, very fun. There were some real brutal kills in this movie. Like literally there was a scene where Jason pulled out the dude's vertebrae and his skull out of his body. Kind of reminded me a little bit of kind of like the Hatchet movies, almost, with that kind of kill. And there were some other kind of cool kills in that too. They got a little creative with it. I mean, there was like a scene where Pamela Voorhees, her decapitated corpse came out and totally messed up this woman's day and killed her. And then she ended up bringing Jason out. Oh crap, there are some sprinklers where I'm at. Let's try not to get wet today, huh? Yeah, she actually pulled Jason's coffin out and unlocked the chain so that he could get out. Since that was like he was encased in it and locked away where he couldn't hurt anybody else. She brought him back. I thought it was an interesting premise. I mean, we've never really seen much of Pamela besides the visions of her that Jason sees, or when she's like waking him up from the dead kind of thing, but not in like a physical form, which I thought was pretty cool. There was also a really creepy like atmosphere going on, and just like the setting, it really felt very, I don't know, Friday the 13th-esque, but on like almost a better scale in my opinion. Like with the lighting effects and the fog and all that stuff that was in the movie, it definitely set the mood for the movie, and I really enjoyed that. Jason looked pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed him a lot more in Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow. Like, I thought that was like a really awesome Jason, but this was definitely a very good rendition of Jason Voorhees. Now, with that being said, there definitely were some cons to this movie. I felt like in a lot of scenes there was very forced dialogue, some of it very over-the-top cheesy. A lot of the characters were not very likable. Like, you didn't really want to invest your time in these characters, which, I mean, granted, a lot of the Friday the 13th movies, there are characters that are just throwaways, like they're there for the body count, nothing else matters. There's some that they try to establish an emotional connection with, but in this movie there was none of that whatsoever. It was just all pretty much throwaway characters. There was the sheriff. He was kind of a dick, but like him going to his dad's gravesite and kind of, talking to his father, keep giving him updates and stuff. That was kind of like the only real touching moment in that movie, kind of, where you're like, you kind of feel for this guy, even though he's kind of a douchebag. Um, I don't know, a lot of but like I said, a lot of forced dialogue, and the kills were okay. I mean, there were some brutal kills that I thought were really well done, but there was a lot of like, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a fan film. Like, not everyone's gonna have a great budget, so I mean, like, for what they had, they did a pretty good job. But I mean, it definitely could have been better. Like, practical effects. I mean, like, there are ways to do things. They should definitely take some notes from Never Hike Alone, because man, that second film, Never Hike in the Snow, there was some excellent use of practical effect kills. Um, Overall, though, it was a pretty fun movie. Good watch for a Saturday night. Um, Anything with Jason on it, I'm on top of that. That's like one of my favorite franchises. So um, these fan films out here giving the people what they want. I know there's a lawsuit going on with Friday the 13th and like the rights to that stuff. So I'm glad that these companies are stepping it up and really trying to like fill in that void. So I do appreciate that. Um, Another con to me was like, I mean, obviously, like the Friday the another thing, like with Friday the 13th movies, there's not much premise. I mean, there's story plots with like minor keynotes that are like, oh, when they got into Tommy Jarvis is when they really started to build a storyline, minus the fact of, obviously in the first one, Jason was dead. Mom was pissed. She wanted revenge on these counselors who were not paying attention to her son when he was drowned in the lake. Because obviously they didn't really give a shit, because this dude is deformed, you know, probably mentally slow as well. I don't know. We really haven't dived into that part of it. We know for sure he was definitely disfigured. So, they really didn't care. And in some of the renditions that we've seen, like, at least with Freddy vs. Jason, like, the kids were taunting him, kind of like forced him into the lake. He couldn't swim, and he died. But, like, the first movie and the second movie kind of had a plot. Jason wanted revenge. His mother was decapitated in the first one by Alice. So he was like, screw this. I'm going to kill all these mofos. And he just started, slashing away through people. And, there's little, like, key things along the way, like Jason picked up his mask, part 3, ditched the baghead. And then Tommy Jarvis, yeah, that really set things in motion, because there was like 3 movies that were basically around Tommy Jarvis and his family, like, going from when he was a kid to his, like his mother and everyone getting killed around him, and then him totally just losing his mind, like getting real paranoid over Jason, and then going to that like mental rehabilitation kind of clinic for those kind of troubled youth that seem to have like some kind of PTSD or some kind of mental instability. And then you go fast forward, and then part 6, Tommy's like wants to be sure Jason's dead, because in the 5th one it ended up being Roy, one of the kids at the rehabilitation center's dad, who you don't really know is his dad, but the way he reacts to seeing his son hacked up by that other kid at the center, it obviously sent him on a downward spiral. He started killing, used Jason as a front because, that was kind of like the thing for that area was Jason. And I mean, obviously it was a dead giveaway because like the mask changed, which you could see that as inconsistency in the story, but that ended up being that kind of that telltale sign that that wasn't Jason. That was just another hockey mask killer pretending to be Jason. But it ends up being that guy Roy. So I'm sure that kind of set Tommy back. He's like, is Jason really dead? Like, so he goes out there with his friend, digs up the body. Jason gets struck by lightning. Sorry. I had a moment there to try to gather my thoughts. This is not rehearsed at all. This is like me just trying to make a video. But digging up Jason gets struck by lightning, gets brought back from the dead, starts going on a killing spree. Tommy tries to tell the cops. Cops don't believe him. They lock him up, and they try to like get him out of what do they call it? Forest Green, or they changed the name of Crystal Lake just to try to get rid of the bad memories and the stain that Jason had left on their town. So he keeps coming and trying to like rectify things. He's like, Jason's out there. He's gonna kill all these people. We need to stop him. Like, and then he ends up recruiting the sheriff's daughter, and she actually, starts to believe what's going on. And by the end of the movie, Tommy Jarvis chains Jason to the bottom of the lake and leaves him there to live in his watery grave. But yeah, that's where there was actually like a storyline really going on in these movies, so I can't blame them too much in Jason Rising for not having like a plot, like a full-on story, not just these prison inmates running away, the FBI get involved, and the small town cops, trying to capture them and then end up running into Jason. Like, I mean, it was an okay premise for a movie. I mean, I guess it couldn't be the worst plot. If I'm going to be really honest, it kind of went out there, and I didn't like it as much when they did Jason Goes to Hell with the whole soul jumping thing and Jason taking over other people's bodies. So, it's kind of still a con for me that the plot was kind of lacking in that Jason Rising movie, but like I said, otherwise it was a fun movie. I enjoyed watching it. I got some kicks out of it, and like I said, I really enjoyed the some of the kills that were really brutal. I just enjoy seeing Jason on screen. Any chance that I get, I love it. Like, I can't wait for the rest of the Never Hike Alone series to come out. Those guys are doing some solid work. I'm so glad that they decided to revive Jason and bring it to a whole nother level. But overall, I'd give Jason Rising a 6 out of 10. It's fun. Definitely watch it if you're looking for something just campy and kind of fun for like a weekend or late night. So, yeah, guys, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. And on a side note, I totally spaced on this, but there is a special cameo in Jason Rising from another character that was in the Friday the 13th series. The one, the only, Alice. Though that could be a pro and a con, because it was great to see her like on screen again, but it's very inconsistent with everything else unless they're totally like saying that part 2 through 8 didn't happen, and so Alice never died, which we all know she died in the second one within the first few minutes of that movie. So that is definitely a pro and a con, and I almost forgot to throw that in this video. So, yeah. All right, guys. Catch you later.